You're a Bernie Sanders supporter. Why?
Well, thank you incidentally for having me. I'm quite excited about it.
It's wonderful to have you.
The first time I heard Bernie speak, he described exactly what I've been noticing for the last 4 decades. He's telling the truth about what's been happening. We're almost an oligarchy right at the moment. So I want him to be heard.
Do you think he has a real shot at getting the nomination? Or right now is he just trying to push through his agenda onto the party platform?
Well, I hope. I think he's still got a chance because he's nipping at her heels right now. And but the main thing is that his message continues on. You know, if his voice is like his are silenced, my grandchildren will be living in an oligarchy, pure and simple.
Yeah. A lot of stars, they say they support a particular candidate. A lot of people come out, they say they support Bernie Sanders, they support Hillary Clinton. But you've actually been out on the campaign trail with Senator Sanders.
Yes.
You were introducing him at a rally in Santa Barbara over the weekend. Take a look at this. Oh, they loved it. Look at that. I don't want to be rude here, but you have been around for a while.
Oh, yeah.
Have you seen a movement like this before with a politician like Bernie Sanders who's pulling out the kids and the crowds?
Yes. I don't know. I haven't really seen it.
Okay.
For a while there, I can't think of his name, the third-party candidate, Ralph Nader.
Oh, Ralph Nader, yeah, back in the 90s, yeah.
You know, was saying some of the same things, but that happened. But what I've seen happen in the 50s and 60s, democracy was really a democrat. There were no economic crashes because the regulations were in place, and the American people hit the streets and did something that the government wouldn't do, the Civil Rights Act. And it didn't go down well with the corporate world. Are you familiar with the Lewis Powell Memorandum?
No.
He's a fellow who ended up in the Supreme Court. He wrote a memorandum to the National Chambers of Commerce in which he said, there's too much democracy, and it's a threat to capitalism. And he suggested they defend themselves by breaking up the solidarity which American citizens were showing at the time, to drive a wedge between them and get us one against the other, which worked pretty well, I think.
Yeah.
And what happened was they took off the regulations from the financial world. Wall Street and the banks went crazy, and the bubble burst, and millions of Americans lost everything. Nobody went to prison.
Yeah, it was mums and dads who felt all the pain.
Yeah, and I think that'll continue to happen. The Dodd-Frank Act has put some of those regulations back in. It's a little weak, I think. But if the Republicans win this, we can say goodbye to that and a lot of other things.
I want to get to Donald Trump in a moment, but if Bernie Sanders does not get the nomination, are you a Hillary Clinton supporter?
Well, anything to keep Trump out of there. He's, you know, he's been a magnet to all the hidden racists and xenophobes in the country, and that's who's supporting him. No, I haven't been this scared since the Cuban Missile Crisis.
Yeah, I saw that you wrote that in the Hollywood Reporter, and I thought that was quite a big leap, because obviously the Cuban Missile Crisis was an incredibly terrifying moment for the entire world, and you're equating Donald Trump with that?
Because I think the world is, the human race is hanging in a very delicate balance in a lot of areas right now. ISIS and North Korea and Russia and China, and I'm just so afraid that he'll put us in a war almost immediately. Isolationism is a thing of the past. It's a global community now. He want NATO to get out of NATO, I think, is a tragic mistake. He scares me.
We had this rally in San Jose tonight, and there were a lot of people outside, and they clashed with police, and there was a face-off between Donald Trump supporters and the anti-Trump people. When you see that, does that remind you of any particular turbulent times that the U.S. has gone through before?
The '68 convention in Chicago, when Eugene McCarthy was running, I was there for that, and it was scary. Yeah, it wasn't, I don't think, as bad as now. People shouldn't demonstrate against Trump. He's got a right to speak, and I think that's a terrible mistake to do what they're doing. So let him speak, let him have his say. It's America.
When you go to those rallies and you speak to those young people, are they surprised that you're there? What's the reaction that you get?
Well, they're happy to see me, and I always say I like to give young politicians like Bernie a break, because to me he's a kid. I'm 90.
Well, Dick Van Dyke, it's such a pleasure.
Well, thank you so much for having me. I
coming in.
appreciate it.
It's an honor to meet you. Thank you, sir. Take care.